Hey, when you hear the word marketing, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it, annoying pop-up ads, a pushy salesperson maybe? Yeah, for most of us, it's something we just have to put up with. But what if I told you the real story of marketing is this incredible journey, one that's way less about selling and way more about solving real human problems? Let's dive in and find out what marketing really is.
Okay, so let's just tackle the biggest myth right off the bat. So many people think marketing is just a fancy word for advertising or sales. But is that the whole story? Oh, not even close. It's probably one of the biggest misconceptions in the whole business world.
And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. See, selling starts with the company's problem, right? It's, we built this thing, now how the heck do we get rid of it? But marketing flips that script completely. It starts with you, the customer, and asks, what do people actually want or need, and how can we create that for them? One is a push, the other is a pull. It's a total game changer.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The legendary management guru Peter Drucker absolutely nailed it with this quote. The real goal isn't to be amazing at selling, it's to make selling totally unnecessary, because you get the customer so well that your product is the exact thing they were looking for all along.
But, this whole customer-first idea didn't just appear out of thin air. It was the result of a 100-year-long evolution, full of these huge shifts in how businesses even thought about the world. So, how did we get from the clanging gears of a factory to the complex psychology of your Instagram feed? Well, that's the story we're about to unpack.
This whole evolution pretty much happened in 5 distinct phases. It all started with the mass production of the Industrial Revolution. Then it moved through this era of the hard sell, and eventually it landed us in the digital, hyper-connected world we're all living in today. Let's start at the very beginning.
Okay, so we're jumping in the time machine and heading to what I call the Build It era. This was a time when the biggest challenge wasn't finding customers, it was simply making enough stuff for them. The factory was king.
So back in this Build It time, business was guided by 2 really simple ideas. First, you had the production orientation. This was all about efficiency. The main question was just, how can we make more stuff faster and cheaper? Then, right after that, came the product orientation. This one was based on the belief that if you just build a better mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door. The assumption was, a superior product will always win, period.
Henry Ford's assembly line, that is the perfect example of that production mindset. You can have any color as long as it's black, right? And then you had Kodak, who just obsessed over making better and better cameras, a classic product-first approach. In both cases, the conversation was happening inside the company, not with the customer. What people specifically wanted, it just wasn't really part of the equation yet.
But here's the twist. That amazing efficiency, it ended up becoming a huge problem. As company after company perfected their production lines, the market was just flooded with stuff. And for the first time ever, supply started to dramatically outgrow demand, which kicked off this fierce battle for every single customer's dollar. And that pressure? It forced a total change in strategy.
And welcome to the sales orientation era. The goal wasn't just to make things anymore, it was to convince people to buy your thing, whether they really needed it or not. The focus was now 100% on the transaction. Just move that inventory, whatever it takes. The problem, of course, is that this approach completely ignores what the customer actually needs, which led to a ton of short-term sales, but also a lot of long-term buyer's remorse and distrust.
And all that growing distrust, it led to this massive aha moment in business history. A few forward-thinking companies started to realize, hey, instead of trying to force people to want what we sell, what if we sold what people actually want? It sounds so simple now, but back then, it was revolutionary. This was the birth of modern marketing.
Now, this shift required a whole new way of thinking about the market itself. The idea had to evolve from, a physical place like a town square to this much bigger, more abstract concept, the entire ecosystem of all the current and even potential buyers for a product.
And to understand this new market full of people, marketers had to go back to basics, starting with the idea of a need. A need is just a fundamental human requirement. It's totally universal. We all need food, water, safety. Marketers don't create these. They're baked right into our DNA.
Okay, so from needs we get to wants. A want is how a need gets specific, shaped by our culture and our own personalities. So, for example, everyone needs food, but someone in America might want a pizza, while someone in Japan might want sushi. See the difference? This is where marketing starts to enter the picture.
And finally, that brings us to demand.
A demand is simply a want that you've got the cash to back up. You want that pizza and you've got 20 bucks in your wallet to go buy it. Demands are what businesses really care about because that's where the actual transaction happens.
But here's where it gets really, really interesting. The best marketers know that needs have layers. So a customer might walk in and say what they want. That's the stated need, like, I want an inexpensive car, but their real need, what they're actually looking for, might be a car that's cheap to run over its lifetime. And then there's the unstated need. That's the unspoken stuff, like expecting good, respectful service from the dealer. The truly great companies, they deliver on all three.
Which, of course, brings us right up to today. The digital age has basically put this whole process of understanding and meeting needs on steroids, but it's also added this new, complex layer of social responsibility into the mix.
So what does this modern marketing look like? Well, you see it everywhere. There's personalization at a massive scale. I mean, how does Netflix just know what you want to watch next? Then there's relationship building, like with Starbucks Rewards, where the focus is on keeping you loyal, not just getting one sale. And maybe most importantly, you see the rise of societal marketing, with brands like Patagonia showing that you can actually make a profit while doing good in the world. It's a whole new ballgame. So when you trace this whole incredible journey, from the loud clanging factory floor to the aggressive sales guy and finally all the way to your personalized social media feed, it all points to one huge, crucial takeaway. And it's this: great marketing isn't about manipulation or clever tricks. At its core, it's about empathy. It's the art and the science of finding, creating, and delivering genuine value to satisfy the real, messy, complex needs of actual human beings.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Pick a brand you are absolutely loyal to. I mean, you love it. Now look past the actual product. What is the unstated, maybe even secret need that it fulfills for you? Is it a sense of belonging, of status, or is it maybe just the quiet feeling of being understood? Because the answer to that question, well, that's where great marketing lives. Thanks for watching.